You think New Year's Eve is about champagne and countdowns? Let me tell you what it really is. It's a 12-hour window where your ears become liars, your ceiling becomes target practice, and emergency services become useless. While you're watching the ball drop on TV, someone 3 blocks away is firing into the sky. In exactly 7 seconds, copper and lead come down, fast enough to punch through your skull like gift wrap. Welcome to the real New Year's Eve, the civilian purge. No masks, no sirens, just collapse and celebration. Here's what we're covering. 3 threats converge on December 31st. Like a perfectly choreographed disaster, first acoustic masking begins. Fireworks turn your neighborhood into a burglar's playground. Second, terminal velocity explains why celebratory bullets kill efficiently. Third, the 911 ghost protocol. Nobody's coming. By the end, you'll understand why survival is resolution past midnight. Don't worry, I'm not here to ruin your celebration. At the end, I'll give you a practical protocol. Protect your family and enjoy the holiday without roulette. You can have fun and stay alive. Understand the game. Let's start with sound, not the pretty kind, but the kind that hides crimes beneath chaos. Fireworks hit between 150 and 175 decibels. Louder than a jet engine, louder than a chainsaw. Loud enough to cause permanent hearing damage instantly. Loud enough to mask gunshots and obliterate breaking glass. Here's the problem. Your brain excels at pattern recognition. You can tell car backfires from gunshots by acoustic signature. But with mortars every 15 seconds, cortex gives up. Everything becomes noise. Your brain taps out like a boxer. So what does this mean tactically? Sound becomes weaponized silence. Breaking glass at 70 decibels becomes inaudible against explosions. A window smashed 3 rooms away. You won't hear it. Fireworks louder than car payments drown every intrusion. A door being kicked in? Nope, masked by chaos outside. Even a gunshot inside might blend into background noise. This isn't paranoia. Law enforcement data shows measurable spikes. New Year's Eve and 4th of July specifically. Burglars know this. Professional criminals understand acoustic cover better than consultants. Backyard sparklers mask someone testing locks and inventorying valuables. Think about your security system. Audio sensors backing motion detection. On New Year's Eve, those sensors are worse than useless. False alarm after false alarm until everyone starts ignoring them. That's called alarm fatigue, a documented phenomenon in systems. More false positives mean less trust, dismissing real threats. Switch cameras to maximum sensitivity and actually watch them. Your ears are compromised. Your automated systems are compromised. Your eyes are the only reliable sensor you have left. Here's the dark irony. Fireworks become tactical support. It's not malicious, it's just physics at work. Sound waves don't care about your intentions. A $300 mortar masks like a flashbang. The difference is intent, celebration versus breaching. From pure physics standpoint, same mission accomplished, drowning out everything else in the audio spectrum. And before you say, I live in a quiet neighborhood. Nobody shoots guns here. Let me introduce statistics. Acoustic masking doesn't require gunfire. It requires noise. Enough noise that you can't hear what matters. Urban environments on New Year's Eve violate OSHA standards. Sustained exposure above 115 decibels in some areas. That's not celebration. That's industrial accident levels of noise. In that environment, situational awareness drops to near zero. Now let's talk about what goes up at midnight. Specifically, what goes up at 45 degrees at 11:59. I'm talking about bullets, not from criminals or gangs, but from neighbors, regular people firing into the sky. They think it's harmless tradition. Spoiler alert, physics disagrees. A .30 caliber bullet fired straight up travels 9 to 10,000 feet. At the top of its arc, it stops, tumbles, and falls. For a .30 caliber round, that's 300 feet per second. 197 feet per second penetrates human skin. 200 feet per second will penetrate the skull. Falling bullet at 300 feet per second cracks bone and severs arteries. Between 1985 and 92, doctors treated 118 patients. 38 of them died. That's 32% fatality rate. Compare that to typical wounds, 2 to 6% fatality rate. Falling bullets kill efficiently. 77% hit you in the head. Standing in your backyard watching fireworks, you're not looking down. You're looking up like a tourist gawking at skyscrapers. Except the skyscraper is a copper-jacketed projectile with your name. Here's where it gets worse. Not every bullet is fired straight up. Most people are drunk. Their angle is off 20 or 45. Those bullets maintain trajectory. They don't tumble, they don't slow. They come down spinning at speeds reaching 600 feet per second. Some rounds go through roof attic bedroom mattress into your spine. Documented cases of people killed in homes by ceiling penetration. Round traveled through layers, still enough energy to perforate organs. Puerto Rico tracks this data religiously. It's a massive problem there. CDC studies show 2 die 25 injured every New Year's Eve. 80% of injuries are to head, feet, and shoulders. The pattern is consistent year after year, a macabre tradition. You're outside looking up at pretty lights. Physics delivers lethal velocity. Data shows 23% of gunfire incidents occur on New Year's Eve. Nearly a quarter of bullets fired in 1 year concentrate into 12 hours. It's not a holiday. It's a statistical anomaly that kills. What's your defense? A roof, a solid capital R roof, not a porch awning or flimsy patio umbrella from a catalog. I'm talking about mass and structural integrity, wood sheathing asphalt shingles rafters. Outside at midnight, you're volunteering as a ballistic test dummy. I'm not saying live in fear, I'm saying understand probability. In urban areas, odds of bullets falling near you aren't zero. Non-zero is enough to change behavior if survival instinct exists. In 2019, Armando Martinez was wounded in the head by stray bullets. In 2015, Javier Suarez Rivera was struck and killed in Houston. In 2013, Aaliyah Boyer died after being hit by falling bullet. These aren't urban legends. These are documented deaths at midnight. Your backyard isn't a viewing platform. It's a free fire zone. Shooters are miles away with blood alcohol levels that make machines cry. They have no idea you exist. You're just statistical probability. Every year, police beg people not to fire guns into the air. Every year, people do it anyway. Tradition, freedom, stupidity, physics ignored. Someone who did nothing wrong, standing in wrong place at wrong time. Watching overpriced Chinese explosives light the sky, hit by lethal metal. So here's your protocol. Stay inside under a real roof. Not near windows. Bullets can come through like shopping for real estate. If you're outside, understand you're accepting risk. It's not paranoia. 32% fatality rate for falling bullet injuries. Higher than cancer. Worse odds than Russian roulette. 2 chambers loaded instead of 1. And you're risking it for what? Colored lights in the sky? Your smartphone can show fireworks in 4K with Dolby surround sound. It's not worth the terminal velocity lottery. Grand prize is perforation. Let me check something real quick. We're about 40% through. Let's summarize before I drop the final thread on you. We've covered how fireworks turn ears into useless meat flaps. They can't warn you about break-ins or danger outside. We've covered how drunk neighbor's 9mm becomes kinetic death rain. It targets your skull with precision of a meteorite. Now we'll talk about why protectors won't be there when needed. This is the 911 Ghost Protocol. Invisible collapse at midnight. It lasts for 7 hours, the system drowning in overload. 714% increase. Not surge, it's a tsunami. Call volume spiked to over 714% at peak. 200% higher than typical December day. Not brief. Elevated call volumes persisted 7 hours into New Year's Day. 7 hours where you're functionally on your own. Let's do the math. On a normal December day baseline volume, 1,000 calls in a major city. Manageable staff knows routine. Now multiply that by 7.14. Over 7,000 calls. Same dispatchers, same patrol cars, same ambulances. Mathematically impossible. Brutal part. 80% of calls are from wireless devices. Location data can be spotty, inaccurate, or completely wrong. Dispatcher sees a dozen priority calls queued up on screen. Life or death decisions made on data as reliable as drunk direction. Some cities saw a 20% increase in call volume. Sounds manageable. Strained resources barely holding together with duct tape and prayers. Police fire EMS running skeleton crews on holidays. Nobody wants to work. Fewer responders, exponentially more calls. Chaos multiplied by intoxication. Real heroes show up, dealing with 700% more chaos. Dispatchers making impossible choices. Cops on 15th domestic call. Paramedics performing CPR on someone mixing 3 types of alcohol. Heroes can't defy mathematics. Fewer responders, exponentially more calls. Triage means prioritizing. Heart attack gets ambulance home invasion queued. Actual emergency drowning in noise, just like ears drowning earlier. Minneapolis data shows they prepare for this increase every year. They staff up, train for high call volume, do everything right. And they still can't keep up. Little Rock saw 1,200 calls, 9 dispatchers on duty, over 130 calls per person. Even if every call takes 5 minutes, the math doesn't work. Someone's waiting. Someone's not getting help. That someone might be you. Here's the scenario. It's midnight, you hear glass breaking inside. You call 911. The call goes through after 2 attempts. Network congested with drunk people calling to report fireworks or greetings. You're number 15 in the queue. Dispatcher finishes 14 ahead. Some report shootings fires medical emergencies. Your invasion looks trivial. How long are you waiting? 10 minutes, 20, maybe an hour. Patrol car arrives. Intruder gone. Valuables. Gone officer writing report. Officer already handled 6 calls. 20th hour on shift still helping. Reality of logistical purge. System mathematically incapable of caring. Even superheroes have limits. Physics and staffing budgets define them. And before you say I'll just defend myself, good you should. In this 12-hour window, you're outside protective umbrella of services. You can still call them, but don't expect immediate help. Expect to be on your own for 15 minutes to an hour. Can you handle a home invasion for 15 minutes? Can you stop bleeding for 20 minutes without assistance? Can you put out a kitchen fire before it spreads? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're practical assessments of capability. Prepare like the cavalry isn't coming. On New Year's Eve, they're not. Not quickly anyway. You need a plan that assumes you're alone. First aid kit you know how to use, not just band-aids. Fire extinguisher inspected, practiced with, not forgotten in a corner. Door and window reinforcements that can buy you precious time. A charged phone with emergency contacts faster than official responders. This is adulting in a collapsed system. Not sexy, not fun. It's the difference between being a victim and being a survivor. Here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. Your home defense plan. I'm not telling you to buy a gun if uncomfortable with that. Average police response time on New Year's Eve can be 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a long time when someone's inside your house. What's your plan? Barricade in safe room and wait. Confront the threat, or escape through a window into the night. You need answers before questions become real. Midnight system choking on calls. Your plan is the only plan that matters. Survival depends on it. If you've found this useful so far, consider subscribing now. I focus on real risks. Most survival channels ignore completely. The stuff I cover is uncomfortable, because it's true. These aren't Hollywood scenarios. They're statistical probabilities backed by data. Be prepared for actual threats, not zombie apocalypse fantasies YouTube loves. If you want to keep your family safe when system fails, subscribe. We analyze what others ignore. Survival truths hidden in plain sight. Synthesize this into something usable before midnight. Avoid becoming a statistic. New Year's Eve is convergence of 3 independent failure modes. Acoustic masking from fireworks removes ability to hear threats. Celebratory gunfire creates rain of metal targeting heads and organs. Emergency response system collapses under weight like cardboard bridge. These aren't separate problems. They're compounding problems, making each worse. It's a cascade failure wrapped in confetti and poor decision making. Your strategy is simple but requires discipline. Treat home like soft siege. From 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. All exterior doors locked and reinforced. Security cameras on and monitored, not just recording passively. You inside under solid roof, away from windows sheltered in silence. Phone charge, first aid kit accessible. Clear plan if help isn't coming. This isn't paranoia. It's risk management survival through discipline. Not hiding from zombies. avoiding being a data point in CDC report. You don't have to live in fear, you just live in reality. Reality is one night a year. 12 hours, society rules suspended. Not conspiracy, not martial law, but math breaking the system. Too many calls, too few responders. Too much noise, too many guns. It's a systems failure masquerading as celebration. Chaos wrapped in neon. Survivors are those who see it clearly and plan accordingly. Good news. Understand threats, mitigate them, still have amazing time. Celebrate indoors with food and drinks. Wake up intact, valuables safe. That's real celebration. Not just surviving until morning hoping physics was kind. Let me give you the 5-step protocol. Secure your perimeter first. Lock everything. Check everything. Test your security systems before 11 p.m. Stage your response gear. First aid kit, extinguisher, flashlight charger. Create a safe room. Interior solid door, no windows if possible. Establish communication. Family knows, plan group chat, active backup contacts ready. Stay sober and stay inside. Judgment sharp bullets can't reach you. These 5 steps won't make you invincible, but they reduce your risk. You're creating a bubble of control in an environment of chaos. Everyone else outside looking at pretty lights, hoping nothing bad happens. You're inside with a plan, with resources, with situational awareness. Recognize threats before they become crises. That's the difference. Between reacting and being prepared, survival is defined by discipline. Now for the part nobody likes, information for educational purposes only. I'm not a lawyer, not a certified responder. Not telling you to break laws. Think critically about risks you face. Make informed decisions always. For official guidance, consult Emergency Management Law Enforcement Fire Department. Region-specific information includes risks, evacuation routes, shelters, reporting procedures. Don't rely solely on YouTube. Use official resources, certified courses. Understand local laws on self-defense and property protection. Knowledge is survival. The data comes from CDC reports, law enforcement statistics, and peer-reviewed studies. It's real, it's documented, and it's happening every single year. Your response must be measured legal and appropriate for your situation. Don't be the person who shows up in next year's statistics. Ignoring warnings or overreacting creates more problems than it solves. Bottom line, New Year's Eve is a predictable, recurring stress test. Understanding that allows you to prepare effectively. Test detectors today. Verify your security system works. Stage emergency supplies carefully. Create a plan with family. Avoid Disney-level optimism and magical thinking. These simple steps could save your life. Midnight chaos is coming. When midnight hits, the world loses its mind for 12 hours. You'll be the person who stays calm, stays safe, stays alive. Everyone else is playing cosmic lottery with their craniums outside. Take care of yourself and your loved ones out there tonight. The best survival plan is the one you never have to use. Having it means you're ready when everyone else is scrambling outside. New Year's Eve can be the best night when you plan around risks. Great food, great company, great memories. All from a safe location. Toast to the new year with confidence. Family, safe, home secure. That's not paranoia. That's peace of mind, preparedness, and fun together. Happy New Year. Stay smart. Celebrate like an adult who understands.